Well, hello and welcome to Little Workroom Crafts. Take two. The first one, there was a motorbike went out the front. Dear, good start. My name is Davina and I live in the southeast coast of the UK, and the sun has come out. We actually, mind you, it is 2:10 in the afternoon and we have a little bit of sun. Yes, very nice. Anyway, what I am doing is I am actually recording episode number 72. See how I pop that in? On Sunday, the 25th of July, 2021. But this will be uploaded on Monday the 26th, because I always upload on Mondays. The reason why I'm actually recording now is Glenn is not supposed to work weekends. He does Monday to Friday. And he got a call this morning saying, because they've got so many off or something like that going on, can he go in at 2 o'clock this afternoon and finish 6 o'clock in the morning? So it's like a 12 to 16-hour shift. So he's gone. So when he come in at 6 o'clock in the morning, he's going to be pretty tired. And he's not really going to want me in here because, you know, we're in a 2 up, 2 down. So, you know, it's very thin walls in the bedroom there. So, yeah, I thought what I'll do is I'll record it today, but I will definitely upload on tomorrow, on the Monday, as always. So that's a little bit of an explanation on why this is happening, why I am doing this today. So, where you can find me is all written down in the description box. I am on Facebook, my Little Workroom Crafts email, my Etsy shop. Oh, and for those that do still use Ravelry, I have actually put my crochet pattern on Ravelry. I know, I'm excited. So now it's on Ravelry and in my Etsy shop. So the next one I've got to try and do is Love Crafts. It takes me so long, but I get there in the end. I really do get there in the end. As you all know, I actually took this week off. And because it got so hot, I had, oh my gosh, the worst flare-up I have had in a long time. And so for nearly 3 days, I literally just spent in bed. I couldn't get up and walk or nothing. So, yeah, it was a bit of a disaster of a week off. But, you know, I have actually missed being up here. I've done a couple of bits, but not a lot. Mainly just, you know, either in bed or downstairs. On Thursday, I had a lovely surprise. As you know, my lovely friend and now ex-work colleague, Debbie, you've heard me talk about Deb so many times, popped down with the stuff that I had in my locker and the, you know, the classroom stuff that I had, and all stuff like that. And bless their hearts, they had, you know, they must have had a whip round and they got me a lovely card. I'm trying to think. Where did I put the cards? Oh, I think I got them. They're not up there at the moment. But I know I've got them in a special place somewhere. As I say, it's been a bit hectic up here with me not being well. Anyway, a beautiful card from everybody. And I got, was it 1, 2, 3, 5 balls of West Yorkshire spinners. Oh my gosh, sock yarn, absolutely gorgeous. And some notions. This I've got to show you. I've never seen this before, actually. I didn't mean to. I've just left it here because I'm gonna definitely use it. And this is what's called a seam ripper with necklace by Hemline. So it comes in this little box here. So you put the chain around your neck, and then this is your seam ripper, and it's magnetized. So when you want to use, so you've got it around your neck, like so, and then say when you want to use it, you just take it off, unpick, because let's face it, anyone that sews, I always say we're not an expert at sewing, we're experts at unpicking first. Definitely, you have to be. Yeah, so, and I actually was looking at getting a new quick unpick, and yeah, and then when you're finished, you just pop it back on the chain and it hangs around your neck. Isn't that cool? I love it, absolutely love it. So, and there was lots and lots of bits, lots and lots of bits. So I know that Julia, sorry, Julie? Oh gosh, that's bad. And Katie, I know there was a few at, I keep saying work, but as Glenn said, Veen, you're not there. So it's hard after all those years. And I must admit, I'd say a big thank you, and I am going to get a nice thank you card and send to the shop. But it's I did actually sit and cry. I think my emotions just overflowed because that was final, if you know what I mean. You know, it was oh, you know, seeing all my stuff from a locker and my mug, and I don't know, I just sat and cried. It was lovely, but it was happy tears as well as sad tears. And you know, if all this hadn't happened, and I know it's, you know, just saying things like that, you can't say it, you know, I would have been there. It's just, you know, anyway, we'll leave it at that. But I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody who do watch us from the shop. And yeah, oh, very much appreciated. Okay then, right, so I would like to say a big hello to everybody first. How are you all doing? You know, it's been a bit of a funny old one here in the UK. A lot of podcasters are saying about the heat, and yes, it has been unbearable. I will say that, but it's just because we're not used to it, and we don't have any aircon or anything like that here in the UK. And you know, there's a shop called Iceland, and you can go into Iceland and just, because it's full of freezers, just to cool off. That's bad. But I know people that have. I haven't. Dear me. Anyway, right, so let's hop in to my crafty stuff, shall we? As I say, because I'm doing it a day early, it just doesn't feel right, but you know, it'll work. So today we have cross stitch, and I actually have an FFO. I have shown you the progress of my cross stitch stocking. We also have a hoe in the knitting, which is obviously a sock finished, but not the other foot. And a new cast on, but that is my friend Libby's fault, but we'll get to that. What you have been up to, and also I've got information from Laura, the lovely Laura, who I bought her shawl on that section last week, and she did actually message me with all the info, which is absolutely brilliant of her. Thank you very much. And then at the end I have got some nice this week. I haven't got no naughties. Been really good. Yeah, I know. So yes, I've got some lovely and nice, and in there is a shout out as well included. And then obviously I've got no shop update at the end today because I took the week off, and so I didn't do any anything for the shop. Okay then, so I think that is everything. Yes, so righty ho then, let's hop right in, shall we? So cross stitch first. So I'm going to show you my FFO. Now this is the Plum Street, isn't it? Yeah, Plum Street sampler, and it's called Count Twice. And I got the piece, you saw the piece cross stitch done, and this is how I've actually finished it. So I've got I got a little spool of a wooden spool, and then I wrapped it around with the red that's in there. And I wanted to just keep this one simple, and it's gone up on my special wall. So I need Glenn to pop a nail in for me. So actually, now I'm looking at that there, that needs to be pulled up a bit. That's better, that looks better, yeah. So yeah, it's just some ribbon that I had in stash. Obviously fabrics in stash, and I thought, well, I'll lighting up a bit because that's a bit dark in that corner. And they advise obviously to work in odd numbers and in opposite corners. So I just popped a couple of the pinky flowers with the little buttons in the corner. As I say, I wanted to keep this one simple, and I did this morning, and I'm actually really pleased with the way it turned out. So this one, as I say, is going to go up up there in on the special wall that I've got. Now we have, let's move that over there, the progress of my cross stitch stocking. I am loving this, absolutely loving this. And I have got his body coat nearly finished. I've got to put some of the cream lines in there and a little bit of lacy work at the bottom. There obviously is his arm, and then his head will come into it, and here is where the snowman is. So, and they are really the two big pieces I have brought up. There we go. the original. Yes, oh, I didn't think I had. So this is a shepherd's bush, and it's called Lois Stocking, and that is, so obviously I've done that piece there, and I've got to put the cream in, and then there's a little lace bit there, and obviously his foot, and there's the snowman. They're really, as I said, the biggest bits. All the other bits are like little bits, really. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I really am, and it's just reminded me I have actually got another finish. So, but it's not, it's patchwork, so I'm going to pop that in on the end. So as I say, I'm loving this. Let's pop that there. And yes, I'm doing this on a piece of Ada that was gifted to me by my lovely friend Jan. It looks like, with the way that the thread is laying, it's a 16 count. Because if it was an 18 count, I normally would go down to one thread because it kind of looks bulky, but the thread is laying absolutely fine. So I'm just going to say it's a 16 count, and it's like a blue grey, so I think it's going to look really antique-y as well. And I've got to try and see what fabric I'm going to use for the back of it when it's finished. Or I've just thought I've got to do some gold, 3 gold, which will be the old gold colour. 3 little crosses in the middle of those, as I say. But you know, I've got a little thing I've got to start downstairs this afternoon, and then I probably will be getting that out and doing the cross stitch. Right then, I'm just going to be where, oh, here it is. Oh. Right then, okay, so as you all know, I've been taking part in the Molly and Mama's oh my gosh, it's my favourite poem, Night Before Christmas sale, basically. And oh my gosh, it's been so much fun. It really has been fun. So this week, this was the only time I actually really came up here and did any sewing. I put my hexagon piece together into the stocking. That's why I've put this near, you know, because it kind of goes with the stocking theme I've just done. Now, actually on the original pattern, up on the front of it, and I have mentioned this before, there is a pocket with a little mouse, a little felt mouse, where with some, you know, well, most of the stockings, if you go actually onto the hashtag, there's some beautiful ones being done. And, you know, the pocket and everything goes really well. I did actually put the pocket on, and after I put the stocking all together, I unpicked it and took it off because I didn't like it. You know, there is some that hasn't put it on, like me, and that's obviously most of the people have put it on, but I just did not like it. So this is my stocking. So there's all the hexagons, and it's a beautiful size stocking. So, and this is the back. I did the pieced way of doing it, which obviously you could do it in one piece, or you could piece it, or do whatever you like, really, I suppose. But the pattern actually says about doing it pieced, so I did that. I edged it with the same colour as that on the back because it went nice on the front, and then inside I've got the calico with the snowflake printed on it, and I absolutely love it. So my first stocking's done, and then oh, and also on here there is the loop for me to hang it up. And then obviously I'm really thinking, because I know we're halfway through July, so this year's just going so quickly. So I reckon if I get those 2 big pieces, like the Santa and the snowman done, the rest are little bits like the sheep and the trees and that lot. I'm really hoping to get that one finished, you know, for Christmas as well. So there'll be two stockings, and I think I have decided on the cross stitch one that I am going to put my full name, Davina, embroidered on the top rather than my nickname, because, you know, my friends and everybody, you know, my brother Glenn, you name it, everybody calls me Vina. Just take the DA off and call me Vina. But no, I'm definitely think I'm going to put my full name on my stocking. So yes, I am really pleased with this. It is so much fun. It really is. So it's a Molly and Mama. If you actually go over to her Etsy shop, the patterns she's got, and they're so well put together. They really, really are. It's, oh, I don't know, it is just lovely. And when you do her sew along, you get emails every week to you know, to give you stages. So for beginners, it's perfect, absolutely perfect. But yes, this is my stocking. So Christmas in July, even though it's nearly over now, but I'm still going to be doing my cross stitch anyway. I'll be doing that till it's finished probably. Okay then, right, so let's quickly hop on to the knitting now. Now, when it comes to, oh yeah, hold on, I'm really organised, ain't I? There we go. Right, night before last, yeah, because it weren't last night, night before last, so it would have been Friday night, I finished my first vanilla latte sock. And I am so happy with the way this turned out. I really, really am. I know the orange look a bit bright, but there is a little peach, and it is little. I thought it was going to be more than that in the ball there. But I will say, this pattern is amazing. It really, really is amazing. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's just called the Vanilla Latte Socks. And she gives you so many, you know, a couple of toes to do. I think there's a couple of heels, but this is the a partridge heel. I love this heel, and I use 2.5 because she says you can use 2.25 or 2.5, which 2.5 is my my happy needles, and I do a 2x2 normal rib. But honestly, it is such a brilliant pattern. I absolutely love it. And yeah, so this is another one, yet again, I've said this before, where if you've already done vanilla socks and you want to do a pattern sock, this is a good first one. It really, it's a 2-row repeat, you know what I mean? And one of them is a knit, so you can't, you know, can't really go wrong. But yes, I have got the first one done. I will tell you, let's get these out. There's that one, there's that one. Right, the main colour, because I haven't even cast on the second sock yet, but I will get that cast on. The main colour is the Cashmere Luxury Sock by Rico, and it is a beautiful yarn. And I got the colourway Pastels. That's in one of my little 2-in-1 cozy pouches. And just quickly say I've got some more fabrics to make some more. Oh my gosh. All I'm saying, oh my gosh. This one, there's my little stitch marker there, ready for the next sock. This one is a Cascade Heritage. It's a Super Merino 75-25. The other one's a 75-25 as well. And this actually is colour 5646, but the place I brought it off called it Pumpkin. So it's absolutely ideal. And because obviously I'm just using this for the heel toes and cuffs, so I'm going to have a lot left over. So there is a pattern on Ravelry. I've got it in my queue. It is a paid for, and it's got witches hats round the bottom of the foot, just before the toe. Now I know, oh my gosh, bless her. Oh, she's such a lovely lady. What is her name? She's from Ireland. Is it Knitting on the Farm, I think, is her podcast. She did them and did them in Christmas colours and made them in look like Santa hats. Absolutely brilliant. So I thought, well, I've got black, so I could probably, well, I will be able to knit a whole sock in the pumpkin, because you know I'm just pumpkin crazy. When it comes to autumn, I'll be pumpkin mad. And then, but rather putting them around the toes, put them around the top, I thought, in a black. So I've already got plans for using this up anyway. But yeah, I am really, really enjoying these socks. So yep, I'm looking forward to getting these on the needles. Okay then, right. And as I said, my lovely friend Libby, we were talking on Messenger, not last week, the week before, and I did mention it on last week's video about the mitered patchwork, because I showed her blanket. I showed hers finished, didn't I? That she did in DK. Well, anyway, I found this free pattern, you know, like when you do your searching. Found this free pattern, which is absolutely amazing, I will say. Is called, oh, I know I showed it. Ah, here we go. It's called the Knitted Patchwork Recipe, and it's a Martine Makes. It is a free pattern. Now, the only thing is, when I did my first one, she actually uses 32 stitches, and I haven't got it with me, and it makes a little square. So I did more research for a bigger squared one. So I've written all this down because I started this last week. Yeah, that's it, last week. So what I've done is I do 48 stitches, so it's 24 and 24, so it's 24 place shift stitch marker, then 24. I have actually, I thought I automatically picked up a 2.5 with it being 4-ply, but in the pattern it's 2.75, but because I've started with the 2.5, I've just carried on with it. And then I have actually followed her way of doing it, because I love the way she do the middles. I have another pattern in my folders in there, and the way that she did the mitre, the line in the middle, I didn't like it. To me, it looked a bit, you know, scruffy. But this is absolutely brilliant. So this pattern I'm basically using for the way she picks up, because I'll show you. Oh, see, she gives you all graphs on where to pick up next and so on. Now, as I said last week, with me being left-handed, obviously, even if it's a stocking stitch, my knit is a right-handed purl. It is back to front. I can follow a pattern for a left-handed mitten. Now, when I've finished it, it actually is right-handed. So I have to, you know, it's just the way that we go round this way rather than go round that way. It's the way it turns out, basically. It's just nature. So my back wrong side of the square is my front. Now I've stuck with it. With it being garter stitch, it doesn't really make no difference in my opinion, but I'm finding that the actual, which should be the right side, is the actual when you join it together, is looking so neat and flat. I'm absolutely loving this. I was stitching on it again yesterday, and I thought, oh, I should be doing my cross stitch, or I should be doing something else, but I just can't put this little blanket thing down at the moment. But yes, as I say, you know, as soon as I saw Libby sent me the photograph of hers, and I thought, you know, we were talking on Messenger, and I thought, well, you know, I've got to do this. I've just got to do this. So I've worked it all out, and so far I'm on my 7th square, and but I am using 40 centimetre circulars, obviously, but knitting it on the flat, because I found with the straights, when you were joining like let me pick them up, hang on, let me show you it and then I'll explain. So this is what I've got done so far. So let me see what I can work out. This I know is definitely a Lay Family Yarns. I can't remember what this one is. This is my lovely friend Claire's Mr. and Mrs. Rabbits. These two here are a Woolly Goodness, and this one here is a Lay Family Yarns that I'm putting on. So the Lay Family Yarns and the Mr. and Mrs. Rabbits are the ones that are left over from my big shawl that I did. Now this one here, because what I did is I did my first square, which is the blue one, and then I weighed it on my little black scales, and it was 4 grams, and so far it's working right. So I know I need 4 grams of yarn for each square. Now this, I don't know, I think I've left the 2 colours downstairs. I have. Now this one here is actually 2 colours. It's not 1 colour yarn at all. So what I did is there was 2 that was pretty similar, as you can see, and they were just over 3 grams each. And I thought, well, you know, I'm not going to not do a square just because of that. So I did 2 rows in one, 2 rows in the other, and so on, and alternate, and just carried the yarn up the side, which was absolutely fine. Let me see. So there, that was the way I would have carried the yarn. You know, it's not scruffy or nothing. It's not really any different to the others. So if anybody's making one of these and you ended up like with 3 grams something and it's a 4 gram square, just try and find another one that's remotely close to it, basically, and then just alternate to every 2 rows, because then you're at the end, as I say, you up this with this end, you carry the yarn up, and then you just do your stuff. So that actually is 2 colours. So, like, say for instance, if I got low on this one and this one, I would put them together. I really would, to get another square. So yeah, I'm definitely, because I'm like that. I don't like waste at all. So yeah, and I am finding it easier with the 40 centimetre circulars, because obviously being 40 centimetre, that is enough for you to go back and forth the length. And so when, say for instance like that, I think when you're on a straight, it kind of pulls, especially when you're button like this one here and here on a straight needle, it's going against it. So with this, it curls and it actually goes with it. But I am really happy with the way this is coming out. And I've just left that marker there just to remind me that this is the front. But as I said, you know, I've still got my mitre. This is the front of the mitre. It's just this is the back of the square. But it's garter stitch, you know, and I'm happy with it, and I'm the one that's going to be using it. So really happy with that. So if anybody is interested in actually giving this a go, it is basically this pattern, but I've increased them up to 48 stitches to give it to get a bigger square, but used how she does her mitre on this pattern here, because it is brilliant. So easy, it really is. Oh, one more thing. So if there is any lefties out there that do want to give this a go, on this graph here, you've got your square 1, and then you add 2, 3 and 4 to get your first diamond, which is basically, let's take this off, that, oh, wrong way round, which is that. So I did that, I know that was my last one. Right, okay, yeah, so that, and that. Right, okay, so, but the thing is with us lefties, I will say, there's our 1. We've got to put 2 where the 3 is, 3 where the 2 is, and obviously the 4 is the 4. That is the only thing you have to do to get you started. Everything else just flows in for you, for the way that you put it together anyway. So that's why I've written that on there, so you know. So why we go this way, don't we? We go the other opposite direction. So it's 1, 2, 3 and 4. So if there is any lefties out there that really want to have a go at this, do it. We can do it. It's just that it's, you know, our back is the front, but our mitre is the front. So it's unique, you know, because after I put this on Instagram, there was a lot of lefties that said, oh, you know, they'd like to do it and blah, blah, blah. It can be done. It really can. And it's so much fun to do. Using up all the bits and bobs is just so good. So yeah, so when you get this pattern, say it's free, you just have to go, when you're putting that first diamond, I'll just say it again, you will go 1, R2 is where the 3 is where they're 2, and the 4 is normal, and then just carry on. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, while we're talking about the patchwork blanket, I am going to say, let's have a look, are we all okay with my show notes? Yes, right. So yes, I am blaming Libby for this. I did try and start it a few years ago when the patterns and all that lot came out, and that was really big, and I couldn't work it out. I could not get it, because as I said, my rows were all wrong and everything like that. But now it's like that, and it's funny, and how it clicks. So anyway, Libby and I have been doing a lot of talking on Messenger, and she was really interested in trying the mosaic crochet. It's gonna make you laugh. And so she said to me, she said, oh, she said, have you done it? I went, no, me being me, I just do something and do a pattern and that's that really. And then all of a sudden she got back to me, was it last night? And she said, your big round thing that you did, didn't that have them in the stitches? Because she showed me a picture of what she'd been doing. I went, yeah, so I have done mosaic. That was the big April, is it April showers or April mandala that my friend Teresa gifted me the pattern for. So yeah, I have done it. It's actually sat on the back thingy of my car with my bag puss on it. Anyway, so yeah, you know, it's so I have done it. But anyway, what we're going to do now is we are going to go into what have you been up to, because basically Libby has been sending me pictures of her progress of her mosaic crochet. And I will say, anybody that wants to have a go at anything and you think, oh, you know, you give it a go once and you think, oh no, you can't do it, carry on, just keep going, walk away, because she had to walk away and I messaged her saying karma. So, you know, just walk away, go and have a cup of tea, go out in the garden or whatever, out for a walk, and then come back to it with a fresh mind. And I tell you what, the pictures she sent me yesterday, from her first one to the pictures that she sent me yesterday, her progress is amazing. So I am actually going to be putting these pictures here, and obviously it's going to be, the first one is her first attempt right up until the one that she sent me last night. And I tell you what, the progress is amazing. So Libby, well done to you for not quitting, put it that way, not giving up. You're doing a brilliant job. And I think if I remember right, you said you're going to be doing a blanket. I think that's what you said. Yeah, I'm sure that's what you said. But yeah, you know, carry on. It's absolutely brilliant. You're doing a fantastic job. You really are. Also, as well, in the what have you been up to section, last week, if you remember, I brought up Laura's beautiful shawl, and it was her first shawl, and I gave you the pattern name and everything, but I didn't have the info on the yarn. I had it was from Ellie from Craft House Magic, but I will say, bless her heart, she's messaged me saying that it is, here we go, obviously it's a 4-ply sock yarn, it's a 75/25, and it's from Craft House Magic, and it's called a Babushka. So that's the name of the yarn. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Okay then, right, so all we have left now is the one more section, which is the my nice. So I've been good and I've got no naughties this week, but I do have some nice. Now, my lovely friend Richard, oh, he's adorable. He really is adorable. And him and his husband John got in contact with me, and there was a place near where they live that needed sorting out. I ain't going to go into any details, but needed a craft room that needed sorting out, and they went and got some you know, bits, and while they were there, bless them, they thought of me. Oh dear me. And they gifted me, oh my gosh, there was some quilting kits, and oh, I can't wait to start. The couple, one of them is the one I've been after. Literally, I have been after. A cross-stitch stuff, embroidery, oh, absolutely beautiful. So I've been and sorted it all out, and there was obviously notions and laces. They've all been put away. But what I would like to say is, this is a shout out to my lovely friend Richard, who gifted me my nice. He is on all platforms, Etsy, YouTube. He's got a fantastic YouTube channel. He's on Instagram and all as Wacky Wear. I'm going to put that on the screen. All for under Wacky Wear, and he does do some like classes around his home. So you know, that is, you organise everything through him for making shirts and bags and stuff like that. And his YouTube channel is also you know, him doing some sewing and what he makes and all that. Very, very clever. Oh, I tell you, he is so clever. So please go over and give him some love on his YouTube and go and check all his platforms. So he's wacky wow. Okay then, right, so that seems to be everything that I have been up to. As I said, not a lot for a week off. I thought it was going to be more. You know, it normally is more, but I had a flare up, so bit of a bad one. But yeah, so as you can say I'm a bit out of practice, because normally I'm not out of practice. I have everything in my head planned for Mondays, you see, for my podcast. So doing it a day earlier just throws you all out. So I'll just be sitting down there tomorrow morning after I've been to the post office, because I've got to go and do a run to the post office, and do my editing, and then I will upload. So hopefully it'll be uploaded a bit earlier than normal. You might be lucky. Right then, just before I go, I would love to say thank you ever so much for all your support with my patterns. Well, my pattern, I should say, which is in my Etsy shop and also on Ravelry. And thank you ever so much for everybody that supported me in my Etsy shop for all my other, you know, project bags and so on. I appreciate every one of you. I really, really do. Okay then, right, so I've got to really shoot now, to be honest. So I'm going to say I'm going to love you and leave you. Excuse the mess. I don't normally wear t-shirts like this. I normally actually, well, I don't wear makeup anyway. Oh, that reminds me, just quickly, have you seen Lynette Anderson? Oh, Lynette Anderson is lovely. When she was over here in the UK a few years ago now, for the NEC, I actually had already booked on, because the week after the NEC she was staying at a quilt shop, which is unfortunately no longer open, in Suffolk, and she did workshops, so I'd already booked on to that. And then I met her at the NEC. Oh my gosh, her stuff's amazing. Anyway, she put on her Facebook, because she's had her hair cut short and spiked again, how she used to have it, and she's gone completely makeup free. Honestly, she looks great, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, so I used to put all this stuff on, and then I went through the menopause. Don't know why I'm saying this, and then every time I had a flush, as if it was running off my face, I thought, what's the point in that? You know what I mean? I don't believe I'm saying this. So yeah, you know, I don't normally bother, I must admit. In the winter, because I'm pale, I would put a bit on my cheeks, but that's about as far as it goes these days. I don't know what I'm doing here. Anyway, I've got to go. So I'm going to love you and leave you, and please take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next Monday. So, bye-bye.